agreed. His talks with Burma's ruling general, Than Shwe, inside this mansion lasted almost 2 hours. Mr. Ban also requested permission to see the jailed pro-democracy leader. He says he's still waiting for a response.
I urged and I argued for the release of the political prisoners, including for Aung San Suu Kyi. And secondly, I also urged the early resumption of a political dialogue which is substantive and meaningful and more elevated level dialogue between the government and the opposition.
Aung San Suu Kyi has spent most of the last 2 decades in detention. She's currently on trial, charged with violating her house arrest. After this, American well-wisher managed to breach the security around her home. The trial has been widely condemned as a ploy to keep the popular Nobel Prize winner in detention. The visit of BANKIMOON to Burma is seen as risky. Critics fear he's being used to boost the legitimacy of the military junta. So far, it appears he hasn't gained any concessions. Human rights groups have warned that anything less than the release of the opposition leader would mean that this trip is a huge failure. Helen Fox, BBC News.
Weeks ago today, is travelling with BANKIMOON in Burma. Earlier, she spoke to me from the capital, Naypyidaw. I asked if the Secretary General had gone to communicate expectations as to what he could achieve.
Well, I think he did. You know, UN officials have been telling me privately that this was always risky, that you never know with General Than Shwe, Burma's top general. You just don't know until you meet him in person what he's actually going to give, what concessions he will make, if any. And now, as it stands at the moment, he doesn't seem to have made any concessions to the UN Secretary General, although let's not forget there's still another 24 hours of this visit to go. But on this key question of Aung San Suu Kyi and whether or not Mr. Ban can actually go and see her while he's here in Burma, which he wants to do, he raised this at the 2-hour meeting with General Than Shwe, and he was told, well, you know, she's in a trial at the moment. But Mr. Ban came out and said, you know, I'm still awaiting to hear a reply on that from the generals, but at this point it's not looking particularly good.
Is there any kind of achievement in even seeing Than Shwe? You remember during the Burma cyclone, Than Shwe didn't even answer his letters.
Yes, I mean, of course the achievement is in coming here to Burma, where the visit is being covered avidly by the local press. I mean, reporters just everywhere when Secretary General arrived in Rangoon and then again in the brand new capital of Naypyidaw. So he's come here very publicly, he's delivered a message, he's shone a spotlight on Burma's rulers, he's called for the release of all the political prisoners, not just Aung San Suu Kyi. He's called for the elections that are to be held next year, for those to be credible, for them to be free, fair and transparent. He said that he'd received assurances that they would be, although how much that's worth when the generals are widely regarded as having devised an electoral system that will entrench them in power, to see, but at the very least, you know, he's spoken truth to power in public, even if power so far doesn't seem to have acknowledged what he's saying.
Afghanistan now, where US forces are continuing their new major offensive against the Taliban in the south.